Well, tax season is officially in full swing, which means that it's time to get your financial plans in order. So obviously, we know that the IRS has officially opened tax season. So what can customers do to prepare ahead of April 15th?
We know that tax season can be really stressful. In fact, nearly 1 in 3 American taxpayers say the idea of filing their taxes makes them want to cry. And even more people are procrastinating on even starting their taxes because they're scared of what they might end up owing. But I'm here to tell you, stop procrastinating. The best things you want to do are to get organized and to make a plan. Grab that W-2, grab those receipts, any forms you might have been receiving in the mail. Put them in a shoebox on your desk or in a folder in your email inbox. Then when you sit down to do your taxes, you're already going to have everything all in one place. And don't forget, if you're expecting a tax refund, the earlier you file, the earlier you're going to get that money back in your pocket. And if you owe a bill, waiting until the last minute means you're not going to have much time to figure out how to pay that bill. So no matter what, it's a great idea to get started today.
Oh, yeah, that's really
Great
helpful.
tip.
So I know that this might be a concern for a lot of folks. What if they're not able to meet that April 15th deadline?
Life happens, and if you're worried about meeting that deadline, you can apply for an extension with the IRS by April 15th. It's just important to remember, though, that if you get an extension, you will have until October 15th to file, but you're still going to owe estimated payments on any tax due by that April 15th deadline. But you also want to know if you or someone that you know lives in an area that was recently impacted by natural disasters, you may actually already qualify for an extension. So you can get more information about that on the IRS website.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, that's really helpful. Now, we also know that there are so many different filing tools available to people. So how can folks kind of decide what the best option is for them?
There are so many options out there, and deciding what to use can be overwhelming. But the good news is there's really something for everyone. If you're happy doing your taxes on your own, there's a lot of services to do that. Or if you're one of many Americans who doesn't feel comfortable or confident doing it all by yourself, you can have a tax expert either help you along the way or even outsource it completely. If you're filing with Credit Karma or TurboTax, they can match you with a qualified tax professional regardless of your own personal financial or tax situation. But no matter what you choose, it's important to note that there are free tax filing options available for you online.
Yeah, that's great.
Good.
How can taxpayers find out if they owe money or they're going to get a refund? Because I know that's always a fine line. Do I owe money? Do I get a refund? Can you give us some details on that, Courtney?
Absolutely. You don't want to be really surprised the day you file your taxes that you owe a huge bill that you didn't see coming. So there are free online tools available that can help you estimate your refund or the balance that you might owe before you file. And it's a great idea to do this beforehand because then you'll go into your tax filing knowing what's going to happen and not being surprised by a huge bill or excited by that huge refund.
Yeah. From your perspective, what's the biggest mistake that people make during tax season?
The biggest mistakes are really just the most common and simplest ones. You know, spelling a name wrong, putting a number in wrong, missing out the math. But the good news is that online tax softwares really make it a lot harder to make those mistakes. They will triple check your work, do the math for you, flag if it seems like there's an error or there's some missing information. So that can really help you feel more confident. In fact, if you're filing with Credit Karma or TurboTax, you can even just snap a picture of your tax documents and it will upload all that data and pre-fill your tax return so you don't have to worry about inputting every single number by yourself.
That's great. Thanks, Courtney. Before we let you go, where can we go for more information?
You can download the Credit Karma app or go to creditkarma.com.
Okay, great.
Thanks
so much for joining us today. Yeah, tax season is here. We're going to have to get on it.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Got to get on that.
On that, right.